Hi everybody, friends, new friends, family. Welcome back to my channel. This is my weight loss journey part 4. This will be the last part, and it should catch everybody up to speed to what I'm doing now. It's been a very stressful last 2.5 weeks. My husband got out of the hospital, and right now he's not doing so good. He's talking about going back in, which I really don't want to happen, but if that's what he needs to do, then that's what he needs to do. He's staying with my daughter right now. So, here we go. Last time we left off, no, my hair may fall. I have it pulled back because, as you can see, my nice little, teeny tiny little, where I fell and got my boo-boo, had my hair pulled back so it doesn't get into it, but my ponytail just broke. So where we left off was I was getting ready to be moved to a regular room. It was a 2-bedroom room, and I was just leaking like a faucet. So they got me in there. It was only one bed, so it was only a one-person room. It was a really nice and big, nice and private. So the next morning, I guess the physician's assistant who was working with my surgeon had come in and told me I would have to go into surgery again for the 3rd time. And I was like, oh, this is unbelievable. But I was also told this time I would not be put fully under, but I would not remember anything, and I would wake up awful fast when they got done with me. So I went in, I woke up. It just felt like a minute I was out. What I woke up was my stomach wide open, and they put in what they call a wound vac. They pack you with this like foam stuff, and then they have a hose attached to it, and the vacuum gets out all the infection. So this was my first time with a wound vac. I really didn't know how that it operated or how anything went with it. I will tell you that it is very painful. So it got put on a couple days later. I got released to go home, and I had an in-home nurse. Oh, they had to put I don't want to say a catheter in my neck, but they put something in my neck, and it was 2 little tubes sticking out. One was to draw blood, and one I believe was called a TP something, in case I wasn't getting enough nutrients from food. Then they would put food in there and it would go straight to my stomach. But when they put it in, I was given some Demerol, and I was flying, and because it had to go to my heart, and if I moved or if I breathed too heavy, then it could have touched my heart and gave me a heart attack and killed me right on the spot. So they tell you that I'm not gonna breathe, but they told me just breathe normal, don't take deep breaths, just relax. Didn't feel any of it at all, because my friend Demerol, for right then and there, really helped. So with this wound vac, if you've never had one, it comes in like a little purse with a little carrying handle, or you can put it on your shoulder in this long tube so you could move it. Wherever you went, it went. It did have a backup battery where you could charge it. I went home on Friday. I believe on Saturday, our power went out. So we had to leave and had to go someplace to charge my little battery. Our refrigerator went out. When the power went out, it killed our refrigerator. So in order for me to have anything to eat, the cheapest thing for us to do was my husband would go up to Taco Bell a minute from our house and get me some refried beans and cheese, and I would eat a little bit, keep it as cold as I could, eat a little bit more, and I would eat on that and not even eat half of it. Because like I said, when he went in there, he didn't touch my little pouch. He didn't try to make it bigger. It was already small enough. was very small. And as far as I know, to this day, it still is very small. I do have hungry days. I do have non-hungry days. Some days where I eat constantly. Some days where I don't eat at all. And then some days where I have to force myself to eat. And I know some people think, well, that's a good thing. It's not really a good thing, because your body's already kind of going through all these changes, and then you're throwing this change on top of it. And it's just very interesting. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. By the time I had my revision, I was back up to 260 pounds. So that just wasn't a good thing at all, because nothing was staying in my stomach. And then I had I had a home health aide come out, and I had a nurse come out. The nurse came out once a week. She would clean my little tube sticking out of my neck. She would take blood. I had antibiotics delivered to the house. IV antibiotics, so my husband had to hook me up every night for that. Then every couple days, the home health aide nurse lady would come out to my house, and she would take my packing out of my vacuum, take it out of my skin, and take pictures and measure it and put new ones in. Now the styrofoam kind of, it's fit to your skin. Well, I have, weird skin, weird body, all that stuff. The styrofoam would literally stick to my skin, and as they were taking the styrofoam out to put new, not styrofoam, more like a foam, to take it out, it was sticking to my skin and literally pulling my skin off, which made it very painful. So they got me this spray stuff, and we'd have to spray it down and let it wait a minute, and she would try to take it off. Sometimes it would work okay, sometimes it would have to be resprayed down, and then I would go see my doctor once a week, and then he would change it, and he showed no mercy. He just ripped it out. I told him, you need to put this on there, and nah, we'll just get it out. So I got out in September. It was after Labor Day when I got out, and I believe it was end of October, beginning November, when I had my wound vac completely off me, and my skin was partially closed, but not all the way closed. He didn't want to use stitches because of how my skin reacted. We couldn't use the staples because of how my skin reacted. So it was just a very slow healing process for my skin to close on its own, because it healed from the inside out. So that is where I'm at, and here I am today, and I've lost 204 pounds. That started back in 2008, December, so December 2008, it's been 10 years. I wish that I could have dropped more. I wish that I would have what I have left to go still gone off of me, but I'm a slow loser, and a slow loser is better than not a loser at all or gaining weight like I did with my first surgery. So please, if anybody has any questions, I can answer them to the best of my knowledge from my experience or what I've read, but everybody's experience is different. Everybody has different reactions, different results. Everybody has different surgeons. So, if you need, that's all there is. If you want to know what happened from there up until today, that was 2014 in August, I can, tell you I've just been slowly, I was probably in the 160s for a year and a half, and finally popped out of there. So hopefully tomorrow when I get on the scale, I hope I'm still in the 140s, but I'm not looking to be in the 140s anymore. I'm looking to be back up into the 150s. I'm a stress eater, and I've done a lot of stress eating these last 2.5 weeks. Or a week and a half. I don't even know how long it's been. It's just so much has been thrown at me, and it's just, I don't know. I'm a survivor. I'm where I am. I just don't handle stress well. And I'm not afraid to admit that I don't handle stress well. I quit smoking for 8 years, and when the problems with me and my husband started, about 3 years ago I went back to smoking, which isn't a good thing either, but I cut down on my eating, which got me out of the 160s. So I'm trying to cut back on my smoking, and hopefully I will be able to stop this month to get it done, because I'm out of money right now for the month. I had to pay my bills and then had to take care of some stuff for the husband. I know you guys are probably shaking your head, but that's a whole nother story in itself. But I thank you for listening to my story, and I'm going to try to get some Dollar Tree hauls. I went to the Dollar Tree yesterday. It's Teacher Appreciation Week next week, and picking up stuff for my grandson's teachers. Between the two of them, there's 2 teachers and 2 parapros, so I just picked up stuff that I could from the dollar store and make them up a cute little bag, and we're going to send it in there. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, I think it's down on this side, I'm not sure, with the little bell next to it, ding ding ding, that little bell, and it'll look like that bell's getting hugged, and that'll let you know every time I put a video on here. If there's other things that you would like to see that maybe I haven't thought of, or things that you think would be a good idea, we can try it and see how that works out. So friends, thank you for so much for sticking around, and I'm very sorry about the last couple of weeks, everything that's been going on. I know my channel has suffered from it, but thank you for hanging with me, and hopefully we're just gonna go up from here. So I will see everybody in the next video. Bye.